Well, last night a good bet would have been a Trea Turner home run because he hit two of them. So big night for Trea, one of his best of the year. And you look at the overall numbers now, and Trea's having a good offensive season. He's hitting over 300. His slugging percentage is slowly starting to move up now that he had a pair of home runs last night. It wasn't there early, but he's hit for more power over the last month. So good night for Trea Turner. It was fun listening to Bryce Harper after the game on the field, talking about Trea and kind of joking around that when he's there, Trea hits better.
How nice was it to see Trea Turner do his damage today?
Yeah, I was messing with Kyle and messing with him, saying that when I hit behind Trea, he's way better. So need to keep Schwarber in that 4 spot. No, I mean, Trea's such a dynamic player, man. He hit for power, hit for average, everything. So just fun to watch him, perform each night, and love seeing him do that.
Well, it was a big night for him, and the Phillies need him to hit like that. With the holes they have in other parts of the lineup, they need the best of Trea Turner. Let's hear Topper after the game talking about Trea and how he's been playing over the entirety of the season.
Trea's had hot stretches before, but this year he's getting on base. You see the power. I don't think he's slumped at all this year. Like, do you see the star version of Trea this year?
Yeah, more so for sure. I think he's played very well, and despite the game on Sunday, he's played very well defensively too. He's a lot better anyway. And everybody's going to have their rough days. But he's, like I said, he's a veteran. He's got a short memory. He comes back and gets after it again.
All right, let's just take a deep breath there, Topper, on the defense.
I knew that was coming.
But look, his offense has been more consistently good than it has been in either of his first 2 years here. It's been less peaks and valleys and more, good most of the season, I would say, for Trea Turner offensively, and the numbers look good, especially good after last night. So, all right, so Trea had a good night, right? I'm very happy about that, and I feel good. And I feel like I've been pretty fair to Trea Turner offensively this year. I haven't had many negative things to say because I think he's been a pretty good offensive performer. But then I see this last night, and now I got to react to this because I saw it in two places. First, I saw this on social media, Hugh, and then I ignored that. But then I had it directly sent to me, like the same person sent me his thought directly, so I have to address it. So I saw a tweet last night from Jack Fritz during the game, and it was about Trea Turner. And he tweeted, "Good to see the now underrated Trea Turner do that." Okay, so I whatever, moved on. I'm watching the game. Not gonna respond to Jack's nonsense. All right, but then I wake up to this text this morning. We actually underrate Trea, by the way, which is like, in case you missed my tweet, I want you to react to this. So my response at 6 o'clock this morning was, stop. But now we have to address it here because Kyle put up a poll. Do I underrate Trea Turner? I don't believe I do. Trea Turner is what he's been since he got here, just a more consistent version this year. Not great, a pretty good offensive player, and not a good shortstop. I feel like I'm fair to this guy. I feel like I call it like it is. But obviously, some people believe I underrate Trea Turner. Hugh Douglas, do I underrate Trea Turner?
I don't think you do. I think you're a passionate fan or two things. Topper listens to the show, by the way, because he went out of his way to call out the fact that somebody was talking bad about Trea on Sunday. But no, I think you're a passionate fan, man, and this is what's expected. Now, I hope Jack's not calling for somebody to give an apology because, we don't do that. We don't do that around these parts.
I have been asked when I'm going to apologize to Trea, and I said that comes only in October.
But
I'm not doing that before.
This is the ebb and flow of the baseball season with a team that has fallen short in the postseason. So you got to take that with a grain of salt. That's why it blows my mind when people all of a sudden in a small sampling size want to reiterate to you that this, that, or the third. But the reality is, this is a team that is poised, or should I say, built to be a World Series contender.
That's what it's supposed to be,
and they've fallen short. So you get mad. You can't get mad at the critiques that people have when they see certain things because, like I said, I'm learning baseball because my son's playing. That's a routine play.
Sunday, the
Sunday play was a routine play.
I don't need Topper defending that.
Yeah, you can't all due respect to Topper, you can't defend that, man. You can't defend, like if it was some, crazy, play, you had to jump all up in the air or something like that or do backflips or whatever. Now that's something you'd be like, oh, that was phenomenal play. But just a routine play, as hard as he's been working, okay, if you've been working that hard, if you want to keep it a bean, then that should be routine. Because you even talked about how it hopped and how you gauged the hop and all this other stuff. and you still didn't make the play.
No, he didn't. Look, Trea Turner, since he got here, has been a bad shortstop overall, right? Better this year. I'd agree with Topper, actually. Like, he's been better this year than the last 2 years, but I don't know what that even means. Like, he's not the worst shortstop in baseball anymore. He's like the 20th best shortstop defensively. But he's been not a good defensive shortstop since he got here, and he has been a good to pretty good overall offensive player. But when they signed him, he was supposed to be more than that. We thought we were getting an MVP candidate, and he has not been that since he got to the Phillies. So do I underrate Trea Turner? No, I'll answer the question about me. I don't underrate Trea Turner. It's ridiculous. Stop.
I don't think you do either. I mean, I think I don't think you think that he sucks.
No.
He's just not worth $300 million, which I think is totally fair.
Yep.
And he's fine. He's a fine hitter right now, and when he has those surges like he does of power, it's great. It's fine. And he's doing what we want him to do at the plate, but he's a bad defensive shortstop.
Without question.
It would be a lot better. I think we'd all feel a lot better about Trea Turner if he didn't get paid $300 million and if he moved to the outfield.
Or just one of the two. I mean, if he was being paid less or he was an outfielder,
Sure.
It would look better.
It does also, I guess, the combination of the two, though, like paying $300 million to be in the outfield.
Right.
Not great.
And look, there's also expectations. Look at his numbers in Washington. Look at his numbers with the Dodgers. He hasn't been that here. Now, I think this is the most consistently good offensively he's been with the Phillies. But we did see stretches. I mean, the end of 23, he was on fire. And then last year, I mean, Hugh likes to reference his All-Star appearance.
Yeah, he went to the
year.
All-Star.
It's wonderful.
It means something.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't really.
It kind of does.
It doesn't.
Kind of does.
Yeah. Let's throw a party.
See, it don't mean nothing.
Parade, party.
So Kyle getting it in today because I
Well, you
won't be
did
here
this with
tomorrow.
Tobias Harris.
I know.
Like, who cares?
Alec
I'm
Holmes'
just
home run
running.
derby appearance.
I'm
Michael
just
Lorenzen
saying.
made an All-Star. We can go down the list.
He was hitting at like 340 last July, and then he fell off a cliff in the second half. He does this the whole season.
Well,
that's a good year.
You know what the Jack texting you reminds me of? You know who it reminds me of?
Who's that?
So he tweeted it and then felt the need to text you. That's a Jolly move.
Oh, he does that to you?
Jolly will tweet. So we do a show about Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah.
He tweets out on Rhys Hoskins, yada, 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 Jolly stuff that he does. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Classic Jolly hot take.
He was already on the team. How's it ridiculous?
And then he'll text me the same thing that he just tweeted. Make sure I know and that I saw him.
In case you missed it,
Yep,
even though you saw it and ignored it, in case you missed it. All right, we'll throw this in the mix too. 215-592-9494. Do I underrate Trea Turner? I mean, like that, it feels like at least someone around here thinks I do, and maybe some people in the fan base too. I think he is what he is. He's having a good offensive season, not a good shortstop, and they need him to be the best version of himself if they're going to win a championship.